Tea Time with Shebrew Royalty features remedies for inner healing and outer beauty. Real-time conversations with sisters in the Hebrew Israelite community, focused on healing our spirit, mind, and body, which will contribute to the healing of our nation as a whole. Sip a cup of tea, wear your favorite turban, tee, or tunic, and enjoy Tea Time with Shebrew Royalty. Tea Time with Shebrew Royalty features remedies for inner healing and outer beauty. Real-time conversations with sisters in the Hebrew Israelite community, focused on healing our spirit, mind, and body, which will contribute to the healing of our nation as a whole. Sip a cup of tea, wear your favorite turban, tee, or tunic, and enjoy Tea Time with Shebrew Royalty.
Shalawam, shalawam. Hello, hello. Come on in. Come on in, sisters. Come on in, Akwathiam. How are we doing today? How are we today? Come on in. Who is here? Who is here right on time? Shalawam. Come on in. Come on in with your beautiful royal selves. Come on in. As you come in, please don't forget to hit the like button, share, and subscribe. Let others know that we are here. Also, hit that notification bell if you haven't already done so. Come on in. Who's here? Go ahead and post a comment. Let me know who's here already. I am ready to get this royalty party started. We have a lot to go into again this week. So let's get this Royal Shebrew Tea Party started. Let's do this. So who's here? Go ahead and post a comment. Let me know that you're here. Let me know you're here. And yeah, we're going to go ahead and get started because, like I said, I'm just going to go ahead and get all of the housekeeping stuff out of the way. Shalawam, 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 my daughter. Hey, how are you? So good to see you. Shalawam. Mwah. You're here bright and early. Look at you. Shalawam. Very good to see you. Is Layla and Sean here also? I know they are. I know they are. But before we go any further, let me just give a big shout out to the Almighty. I am that I am. He is the God of the Hebrews and the Shebrews. So I am your hostess, Akwat Kwala Yakaka, and I humbly thank you for being here with me again today. But like I said, just wanted to give a huge shout out to the Most High for bringing us together another Sunday, another first day of the week. So let's go ahead and get this week started on the right foot. Let's go ahead and get this week started. Shalawam, Layla. Shalawam, Sean. I miss you all. I miss you all. Yeah, we have to get you all back on the show again pretty soon. I've got the perfect show planned for you all. So good to see you. So yeah, let's get this royalty party started. Let us do this. So, you know, my computer has been acting up today. So it is starting off on the wrong foot already. So I may have to take a minute and switch out and get on a different laptop, because this one is freezing up on me. So let me do that. While others are coming in, I'm going to switch out my laptop here, and just give me a couple of minutes to do that. I will be right back. Let me just put some music on here for you, and I will be right back as soon as I get this thing figured out.
Shebrew royalty. She's got the fruits of the spirit, love, joy, and peace. She's got long suffering, gentleness, and goodness, endurance, faith, and meekness too. Shebrew royalty. She's got the fruits of the spirit. Shebrew royalty. She's got the fruits of the spirit, love, joy, and peace. She's got long suffering, gentleness, and goodness, endurance, faith, and meekness too. Shebrew royalty. She's got the fruits of the spirit. Shebrew royalty. She's got the fruits of the spirit, love, joy, and peace. She's got long suffering, gentleness, and goodness, endurance, faith, and meekness too. Shebrew royalty. She's got the fruits of the spirit. Shebrew royalty. She's got the fruits of the spirit, love, joy, and peace. She's got long suffering, gentleness, and goodness, endurance, faith, and meekness too. Shebrew royalty. She's got the fruits of the spirit. Shebrew royalty. She's got the fruits of the spirit, love, joy, and peace. She's got long suffering, gentleness, and goodness, endurance, faith, and meekness too. Shebrew royalty. She's got the fruits of the spirit. fruits of the Spirit, love, joy, and peace. She's got long suffering, gentleness, and goodness, endurance, faith, and meekness too. Shebrew royalty. She's got the fruits of the Spirit. Shebrew royalty. She's got the fruits of the Spirit, love, joy, and peace. She's got long suffering, gentleness, and goodness, endurance, faith, and meekness too. Shebrew royalty. She's got the fruits of the Spirit. Shebrew royalty. She's got the fruits of the Spirit, love, joy, and peace. She's got long suffering, gentleness, and goodness, endurance, faith, and meekness too. Shebrew royalty. She's got the fruits of the Spirit. Shebrew royalty. She's got the fruits of the Spirit, love, joy, and peace. She's got long suffering, gentleness, and goodness, endurance, faith, and meekness too. Shebrew royalty. She's got the fruits of the Spirit. Shebrew royalty. She's got the fruits of the Spirit, love, joy, and peace. She's got long suffering, gentleness, and goodness, endurance, faith, and meekness too. Shebrew royalty. She's got the fruits of the Spirit. Shebrew royalty. She's got the fruits of the Spirit, love, joy, and peace. She's got long suffering, gentleness, and goodness, endurance, faith, and meekness too. Shebrew royalty. She's got the fruits of the Spirit. Shebrew royalty. She's got the fruits of the Spirit, love, joy, and peace. She's got long suffering, gentleness, and goodness, endurance, faith, and meekness too. Shebrew royalty. She's got the fruits of the Spirit. Shebrew royalty. She's got the fruits of the Spirit, love, joy, and peace. She's got long suffering, gentleness, and goodness, endurance, faith, and meekness too. Shebrew royalty. She's got the fruits of the Spirit.
Okay, I am back. I am back. I tell you, we can't make this stuff up. So I told you all that my tablet, it just quit working. This is where I have all of my notes and everything for what we're going to go over tonight. And it just locked up and quit working. So I was having some issues with it earlier, but it started working. And so I thought, okay, we're back in business. And just in case it acted up again, what I decided to do was just bring my laptop in just in case I needed to switch it out because I prefer the small tablet. So I hooked up my laptop, and it froze up as well. Would you believe that? So the laptop is frozen and the tablet is frozen. Just out of the blue. We can't make this stuff up. Anyhow, but that is not going to stop this show tonight, right? We have a lot to talk about. We have a lot to go into. I came up with an alternate plan, just like that. So all praises to the Most High and the Rawak, the Holy Spirit, right? We're going to get this show on the road. Once again, I apologize. I apologize for the problems, the technical difficulties, but I have my tablet here and it's still frozen. So we're just going to go ahead and get started. So I see Sister Jeanette is here, Sister Madakwa, the Royal Purple, Thawada. This is from, as I don't know if you know, but this is from my sponsor, Orderly Fashion 144. So this beautiful dress is from my sponsor, Orderly Fashion 144. And we're just going to skip through all of the usual housekeeping stuff that we go through each week. And we're just going to go straight to the topic tonight because, like I said, everything is discombobulated, but we're going to make it through this. And I thank you all for your patience. You know, sometimes we just don't know how these technology, how they're going to work out. Shalawam, Thawada, Ahab Karad, Thawada. So let's go ahead and get started on tonight's topic. Let's see here. Let us see. We are talking tonight. This is part 2 of depression, anxiety, and stress. And we're also going tonight into natural remedies, depression, anxiety, and stress. Let's go ahead and get this started. So like I said, well, last week, as you know, we went into depression. We didn't go into depression, but we talked about depression, right? We talked about the signs and symptoms, how to treat depression. I explained last week that initially the topic was supposed to be depression, anxiety, and stress all last week, but it was just too much information to pack into one night. So tonight is the continuation of last week's show. So tonight we're focusing primarily on anxiety, stress, and natural remedies for depression, anxiety, and stress. So let's just jump into it. First of all, what is your cup of tea tonight? Let's talk about the tea. Let's talk about the tea. Guess the computer is trying to come back on. I don't know. It's doing something over there. Let's talk about tea. What is your cup of tea tonight? Go ahead and post. Post in your comment. What are you drinking tonight? Tonight, I do not have tea. Tonight, I am all about lavender, but I made some lavender lemonade. This is what I have here, some lavender lemonade. I infused the lavender flowers, added lemon. Believe it or not, this was actually purple before I added the lemons. When I added the lemons, it turned pink. But this lavender lemonade is absolutely delicious. Absolutely delicious. So tonight, instead of tea, we're having lavender lemonade. So let's talk about the benefits of lavender. Let's start there. Let's start about, because lavender is known to be very calming, whether you're using it in a tea or tincture or aromatherapy, whatever the case may be. Lavender is one of these herbs that's just very calming. So let's go into the 4 benefits and uses of lavender tea and extracts. Let's start there. Here we go. So here are 4 benefits and uses of lavender tea and extract. And like I said, tonight I have lavender lemonade. It says here, lavender tea is made by brewing the purple buds of the Lavandula angustriola plant with hot water. This tea is thought to calm nerves, lead to better sleep, improve skin health, and provide many other benefits, though research is scarce and mostly focuses on lavender extracts. Here are 4 possible benefits of lavender tea and extract and the science behind them. Isn't that such a beautiful herb, beautiful plant? So number 1, may improve mood disorders. Lavender is widely used as an aromatherapy agent and supplement to help with anxiety, depression, and fatigue. And this is on healthline.com. This article is from healthline.com. Studies suggest that compounds in lavender may stimulate activity in certain areas of the brain and influence the transmission of impulses between brain cells in ways that boost mood and produce a calming effect. While both the scent of lavender extract and oral lavender oil preparations have been shown to improve mood and calm the mind, it's less clear if lavender tea can offer similar benefits. Well, I drink lavender tea quite often, and I don't know if it's a placebo effect, but it does help to relax me. One study in 80 new mothers in Taiwan found that those who drank 1 cup or 250 mLs of lavender tea per day for 2 weeks while taking time to appreciate the tea's aroma reported less fatigue and depression compared with those who didn't smell and drink the tea. However, there were similar reports of fatigue and depression between the 2 groups after 4 weeks, suggesting the benefits are most helpful early on. So in summary, lavender aromatherapy and oil preparations have been shown to help calm nerves and decrease feelings of anxiety and depression. Some research should suggest that lavender tea may have a similar effect. Number 2, it may boost sleep. The common effect of lavender in the body is also thought to boost sleep. There are no specific studies on lavender tea's effect on sleep quality, but studies on other types of lavender are promising. One study in 158 new mothers in the postpartum period found that women who took 10 deep breaths of lavender fragrance 4 days a week for 8 weeks had significantly better sleep quality than those in the placebo group. Another study on 79 college students who reported sleep issues showed that proper sleep hygiene and breathing in lavender improved sleep quality. Lavender patches were applied to the chest at night. Based on these results, it's possible that enjoying a cup of lavender tea to unwind before bed could help you have better sleep. This may be especially true if you take time to appreciate and breathe in the scent, as research on lavender fragrance suggests. Summary: research suggests that the common fragrance of lavender extract may also promote better sleep, but there have been no specific studies on the effect of lavender tea. Number 3, may soothe menstrual cramping. Cramping in the lower abdomen before or during a menstrual period is a common issue among women. Lavender may help with feelings of discomfort. Specifically, one study in 200 young adult women in Iran found that smelling lavender for 30 minutes per day in the first 3 days of a menstrual cycle led to significantly less painful cramping after 2 months compared with the controlled group. Other research suggests that massage with lavender essential oil also helps with menstrual cramping, but there have been no studies on the ingestion of lavender in tea or supplements. Still, drinking lavender tea and appreciating its scent may help, though more extensive research is needed. Again, in summary, breathing in lavender essential oil or using it in massage may help with menstrual cramping. There have been no studies on whether drinking lavender tea has a similar effect, but it is possible. And number 4, may improve skin health. Lavender oil has been shown to exhibit anti-inflammatory and antibacterial effects. As a result, it's used in topical applications to help fight acne, improve inflammatory skin conditions like psoriasis, and heal wounds or abrasions. One study in rats found that topical application of lavender oil every day for 14 days significantly decreased the area of wounds compared with the control group. This is mainly because lavender oil promoted the synthesis of the structural protein collagen. These results suggest that certain forms of lavender may promote skin healing and collagen formation. Research indicates that certain types of lavender, such as oil, may exhibit anti-inflammatory effects to help promote skin healing. I love lavender oil, lavender lotions, lavender soaps, lavender body wash. I love the scent of lavender. It smells so good and it's calming. So I agree with all of this. Lavender is one of my favorite aromatherapies. As a matter of fact, I have it in my I have it in my aromatherapy infuser right now, or diffuser, excuse me. I infused the tea earlier today. How to make lavender tea and possible precautions. Though solid research on lavender tea is scarce, drinking a cup of this tea can be soothing and may offer some benefits. To make lavender tea, you can steep store-bought tea bags in hot water or brew your own. Pour 1 cup, 250 ml of water over 1/2 teaspoon of loose lavender buds and let it steep for a few minutes. As with most herbal teas, there are some precautions to consider with lavender tea. There has been at least 1 case report of developing an abnormally rapid heartbeat after drinking lavender tea. In terms of lavender extracts, they're available in oil and supplement form. There are no standardized dosage for supplements, and lavender oils should be used with caution. Lavender oil shouldn't be ingested. For topical use, mix a few drops of lavender oil with a carrier oil, such as coconut oil or jojoba oil, before rubbing it into your skin. You may also want to do a patch test to see how your skin reacts to the diluted lavender oil before using it more freely. Do not apply undiluted lavender oil to your skin, as this can cause irritation and inflammation. It's important to dilute the essential oil with a carrier oil before applying topically. To use lavender oil for aromatherapy, put a few drops on a cotton ball or tissue and inhale. You can also use an essential oil diffuser. Due to possible effects of the nervous system, talk to your healthcare provider before using any form of lavender if you have any heart conditions, underlying health conditions, or take medications. It is unknown whether lavender oils or teas are safe for pregnant and breastfeeding women. In summary, you can easily make lavender tea at home or use lavender oils for aromatherapy and massage. However, speak with your healthcare provider before using lavender if you are pregnant, breastfeeding, or have an underlying health condition. So the bottom line is lavender tea and extracts may help promote sleep, skin health, boost mood, and soothe anxiety. However, there's almost no research on the possible benefits of the tea specifically. If anything, appreciating the smell of lavender tea may have the most potential benefit, as most studies point to lavender's use in aromatherapy. Still, drinking lavender tea can be soothing and a great way to unwind. So that is it on the lavender tea. And like I said, I have the lavender lemonade tonight. So I am going to share this link as I usually do. Lavender is very soothing. Yes, it is. Yes, you all make some really delicious lavender lemonade. That's where I got the idea from, Yanni, from you. Yes. So let me show you the lavender that I'm using. This is the lavender flowers that I'm using, and it's organic. And it says here, relax your body and your mind by adding a dose of lavender into your day. Enhance your favorite recipes. Fill your air with an aromatic potpourri or gift craft sachets to your friends and family. This bag contains certified organic 100% raw lavender flowers from the fields of southern France. FGO products are sourced from nutrients-dense origins around the world. And it says here, we are committed to delivering the highest quality certified organic products at a fair price to help you live healthy and feel good. So this is the lavender flowers that I used today. And like I said, I used my infuser, made the tea, and then added some lemons and sweetener and made some lavender lemonade. So talk to me. Tell me, what are you drinking tonight? What is your cup of tea or your beverage of choice tonight? What are you all drinking out there? What are you drinking? Talk to me. So yes, and like I mentioned, this dress is from Orderly Fashion 144. So go to www.orderlyfashion144.com today and shop. This is where you can find fashions for the dapper and chic. So it's not just for the sisters, but for the brothers as well. So as promised, December is Mental Health Month on Tea Time with Shebrew Royalty. So every Sunday this month, we will be focusing on issues concerning mental health. And tonight's broadcast is anxiety and stress. Last week, we delved into depression. We went pretty deep into the topic of depression and how it's diagnosed, the symptoms, and how it's treated. So tonight we're focusing primarily on anxiety and stress and natural remedies. What did you all think about last week's show? Give me some feedback. Did you learn anything about depression? So Ahab Karad says, mine is lemon zest and roasted coconut with almond bark and shaved ginger. Oh my goodness, what a concoction. That sounds so good. Is it sweetened with anything or is it unsweetened? That sounds really good, really delicious and healthy. So talk to me. Did anyone learn anything about depression last week? Was there anything that, just stood out for you? So yeah, last week was depression. Let's go ahead and jump into tonight's topic. Let's start off with anxiety. Like I said, last week we focused on postpartum depression, clinical depression. We went into that this is a time of year where, we constantly hear about this is the most wonderful time of the year. However, during the holiday season, this is a time when we see an uptick, an increase in depression and anxiety, right? So we really want to deal with these issues. Although most of us do not celebrate the holidays, many of our family members and friends and co-workers and people around us do. And this can be, although for a lot of people, they look at this as a very festive time of the year, it can also be a very, very stressful time of the year. So let's talk about it. Even if we don't celebrate the holidays, there's still other reasons why we tend to fall into depression, anxiety, stress. So I think these are important topics for us to discuss. We also talked about seasonal affective disorder last week also, where during this time of year, because of the gloominess, it's not much sunlight, that people tend to be affected by what is called seasonal affective disorder. So let's go into anxiety. Let's talk about anxiety right now. Let me pull up some information here about anxiety. Let's talk about it. With lavender honey. Oh, wow, lavender honey? Oh my gosh, you have to tell me where you got that from, Ahab. You have to let me know where you got that lavender honey. That I have to get. I have never tried lavender honey. Let's talk about anxiety. let me get this on the screen, this article. So this article is from the NIH, National Institute of Mental Health. The NIH. And we're going to talk about anxiety disorders. So it says here, what is anxiety? Occasional anxiety is a normal part of life. Many people worry about things such as health, money, or family problems, but anxiety disorders involve more than temporary worry or fear. For people with an anxiety disorder, the anxiety does not go away and can get worse over time. The symptom can interfere with daily activities such as job performance, schoolwork, and relationships. There are several types of anxiety disorders, including generalized anxiety disorder, panic disorder, social anxiety disorder, and various phobia-related disorders. So let's talk about the signs and symptoms of anxiety. So with generalized anxiety disorder, it usually involves a persistent feeling of anxiety or dread, which can interfere with daily life. It is not the same as occasionally worrying about things or experiencing anxiety due to stressful life events. People living with GAD or generalized anxiety disorder experience frequent anxiety for months, if not years. And I know I treated many patients with generalized anxiety disorders, and it can be very crippling. Symptoms of GAD includes feeling restless, wound up or on edge, being easily fatigued, having difficulty concentrating, being irritable, having headaches, muscle aches, stomach aches, or unexplained pains, difficulty controlling feelings of worry, having sleep problems such as difficulty falling or staying asleep. Then there's panic disorder. People with panic disorder have frequent and unexpected panic attacks. Panic attacks are sudden periods of intense fear, discomfort, or sense of losing control, even when there's no clear danger or trigger. Not everyone who experiences a panic attack will develop panic disorder. During a panic attack, a person may experience pounding or racing heart, sweating, trembling or tingling, chest pain, feelings of impending doom, feelings of being out of control. People with panic disorder often worry about when the next attack will happen and actively try to prevent future attacks by avoiding places, situations, or behaviors they associate with panic attacks. Panic attacks can occur as frequently as several times a day or as rarely as a few times a year. Then there's social anxiety disorder. Social anxiety disorder is an intense, persistent fear of being watched and judged by others. For people with social anxiety disorders, the fear of social situations may feel so intense that it seems beyond their control. For some people, this fear may get in the way of going to work, attending school, or doing everyday things. People with social anxiety disorder may experience blushing, sweating, or trembling, pounding or racing heart, stomach aches, rigid body posture or speaking with an overly soft voice, difficulty making eye contact or being around people they don't know, feelings of self-consciousness or fear that people will judge them negatively. And then there are phobia-related disorders. A phobia is an intense fear of or aversion to specific objects or situations. Although it can be realistic to be anxious in some circumstances, the fear people with phobias feel is out of proportion to the actual danger caused by the situation or object. People with a phobia may have an irrational or excessive worry about encountering the feared object or situation. They take active steps to avoid the feared object or situation. They experience immediate, intense anxiety upon encountering the feared object or situation. They endure unavoidable objects and situations with intense anxiety. There are several types of phobias and phobia-related disorders. So here are some specific phobias, sometimes called simple phobias. As the name suggests, people who have a specific phobia have an intense fear of or feel an intense anxiety about specific types of objects or situations. Some examples of specific phobias include the fear of flying, heights, specific animals such as spiders, dogs, or snakes, receiving injections, and blood. Social anxiety disorder, which was previously called social phobia. People with social anxiety disorder have a general intense fear of or anxiety towards social or performance situations. They worry that actions or behaviors associated with their anxiety will be negatively evaluated by others, leading them to feel embarrassed. This worry often causes people with social anxiety to avoid social situations. Social anxiety disorder can manifest in a range of situations, such as within the workplace or the school environment. Agoraphobia. People with agoraphobia have an intense fear of two or more of the following situations: using public transportation, being in open spaces, being in enclosed spaces, standing in line or being in a crowd, being outside of the home alone. People with agoraphobia often avoid these situations in part because they think being able to leave might be difficult or impossible in the event they have panic-like reactions or other embarrassing symptoms. In the most severe form of agoraphobia, an individual can become housebound. Then there's separation anxiety disorder. Separation anxiety is often thought of as something that only children deal with. However, adults can also be diagnosed with separation anxiety disorder. People with separation anxiety disorder fear being away from the people they are close to. They often worry that something bad might happen to their loved ones while they are not together. This fear makes them avoid being alone or away from their loved ones. They may have bad dreams about being separated or feel unwell when separation is about to happen. And then there's selective mutism. A somewhat rare disorder associated with anxiety is selective mutism. Selective mutism occurs when people fail to speak in specific social situations despite having normal language skills. Selective mutism usually occurs before the age of 5 and is often associated with extreme shyness, fear of social embarrassment, compulsive traits, withdrawal, clinging behavior, and temper tantrums. People diagnosed with selective mutism are often also diagnosed with anxiety disorders. So what are the risk factors for anxiety? Researchers are finding that both genetic and environmental factors contribute to the risk of developing an anxiety disorder. The risk factors for each type of anxiety disorder may vary. However, some general risk factors include shyness or feeling distressed or nervous in new situations in childhood, exposure to stressful and negative life or environmental events, a history of anxiety or other mental disorders in biological relatives. Anxiety symptoms can be produced or aggravated by some physical health conditions, such as thyroid problems or heart arrhythmias, caffeine or other substances and medications. If you think you may have an anxiety disorder, getting a physical examination from a healthcare provider may help them diagnose your symptoms and find the right treatment. So yes, some people drink multiple cups of coffee or caffeinated beverages all day long, and they wonder, why is it that I'm feeling anxious? So please limit your caffeine intake. Also, if you're taking certain medications or definitely any substances, these can also cause anxiety and panic attacks. So if you're taking medications, talk to your healthcare provider if you are experiencing any anxiety or panic attacks, and see if any medications may be the cause of that. And like I said, caffeine is a big, big culprit of anxiety. Big cause. So how is anxiety treated? Anxiety disorders are generally treated with psychotherapy, medication, or both. There are many ways to treat anxiety, and you should work with a healthcare provider to choose the best treatment for you. So let's talk about psychotherapy. Psychotherapy or talk therapy can help with anxiety disorders. To be effective, psychotherapy must be directed at your specific anxieties and tailored to your needs. There's also what's called cognitive behavioral therapy. CBT is an example of one type of psychotherapy that can help people with anxiety disorders. It teaches people different ways of thinking, behaving, and reacting to situations to help you feel less anxious and fearful. CBT has been well studied and is the gold standard for psychotherapy. Exposure therapy is a CBT method that is used to treat anxiety disorders. Exposure therapy focuses on confronting the fears underlying an anxiety disorder to help people engage in activities they have been avoiding. Exposure therapy is sometimes used along with relaxation exercises. Acceptance and commitment therapy. Another treatment option for some anxiety disorders is acceptance and commitment therapy. ACT takes a different approach than CBT to negative thoughts. It uses strategies such as mindfulness and goal setting to reduce discomfort and anxiety. Compared to CBT, ACT is a newer form of psychotherapy treatment, so less data are available on its effectiveness. Medication. Medication does not cure anxiety disorders, but can help relieve symptoms. Healthcare providers, such as psychiatrists or primary care providers, can prescribe medications for anxiety. Some states also allow psychologists who have received specialized training to prescribe psychiatric medications. The most common classes of medication used to combat anxiety disorders are antidepressants, anti-anxiety medications such as benzodiazepines, and beta blockers. Antidepressants. Antidepressants are used to treat depression, but they can also be helpful in treating anxiety disorders. They may help improve the way your brain uses certain chemicals that control mood or stress. You may need to try several different antidepressant medicines before finding the one that improves your symptoms and has manageable side effects. Antidepressants can take several weeks to start working, so it's important to give the medication a chance before reaching a conclusion about its effectiveness. If you begin taking antidepressants, do not stop taking them without the help of a healthcare provider. Your provider can help you slowly and safely decrease your dose. Stopping them abruptly can cause withdrawal symptoms. And that's very important to know. If you are taking any medications, please see your healthcare provider to be weaned off safely and sensibly. In some cases, children, teenagers, and adults younger than 25 may experience increased suicidal thoughts or behavior when taking antidepressant medications. This is important to know, right? This is very important to know, especially in the first few weeks after starting or when the dose is changed. Because of this, people of all ages taking antidepressants should be watched closely, especially during the first few weeks of treatment. Anti-anxiety medications. Anti-anxiety medications can help reduce the symptoms of anxiety, panic attacks, or extreme fear and worry. Most common anti-anxiety medications are called benzodiazepines. Although benzodiazepines are sometimes used as first-line treatment for generalized anxiety disorders, they have both benefits and drawbacks. Benzodiazepines are effective in relieving anxiety and take effect more quickly than antidepressant medications. However, some people build up a tolerance to these medications and need higher and higher doses to get the same effect. Some people even become dependent on them. That's important to know as well. To avoid these problems, healthcare providers usually prescribe benzodiazepines for short periods of time. And I've seen patients that have been on these medications for years because they have become very dependent on these medications. And once you become dependent, it is a process to get you tapered off or weaned off these medications. It really is a process. So it says here, if people suddenly stop taking benzodiazepine, they may have withdrawal symptoms or their anxiety may return. Therefore, the benzodiazepines should be tapered off slowly. Your provider can help you slowly and safely decrease your dose. You can also have withdrawal seizures by stopping benzodiazepines abruptly. So these are medications that if you are taking any benzos such as Ativan, Klonopin, anything that is a benzodiazepine, you do not want to stop that abruptly. Those medications you have to be weaned off slowly and safely. Beta blockers. Although beta blockers are most often used to treat high blood pressure, they can help relieve the physical symptoms of anxiety, such as rapid heartbeat, shaking, trembling, and blushing. These medications can help people keep physical symptoms under control when taken for short periods. They can also be used as needed to reduce acute anxiety, including to prevent some predictable forms of performance anxieties. Choosing the right medication. Some types of drugs may work better for specific types of anxiety disorders, so people should work closely with a healthcare provider to identify which medication is best for them. Certain substances, such as caffeine, some over-the-counter cold medicines, illicit drugs, and herbal supplements may aggravate the symptoms of anxiety disorders or interact with prescribed medication. People should talk with a healthcare provider so they can learn which substances are safe and which to avoid. Choosing the right medication dose, and treatment plan should be done under an expert's care and should be based on a person's need and their medical situation. You and your provider may try several medicines before finding the right one. Then there are support groups. Some people with anxiety disorders might benefit from joining a self-help or support group and sharing their problems and achievements with others. Support groups are available both in person and online. However, any advice you receive from a support group member should be used cautiously and does not replace treatment recommendations from a healthcare provider. Stress management techniques. Stress management techniques such as exercise, mindfulness, and meditation also can reduce anxiety symptoms and enhance the effects of psychotherapy. You can learn more about how these techniques benefit your treatment by talking with a healthcare provider. Okay. So this is information on anxiety disorders. This is according to the National Institute of Mental Health. Here's some information right there. So the lavender honey is from Northeast Kentucky, Garrison, Kentucky. Oh, wow. Okay. I would like to order some. Email me. Give me that information where I can find that lavender honey. ShebrewRoyaltyBiz@gmail.com. Sister Olivia, it's okay. No worries. You're a little late. That's okay. We're here. We're still here. So we just talked about anxiety and the traditional treatments. Let's talk about stress. After we talk about stress, we're going to go into some natural remedies for anxiety and stress and even depression. So let us talk about stress. I hope all of this talk about stress and depression and anxiety isn't stressing you out. We're actually here to really calm down and to learn how to cope with stress, how to cope with anxiety, how to be able to recognize the signs and symptoms. So let's talk about stress. Let's get this information up here for you. What is stress? What is stress? So here some information, 3 types of stress and what you can do to fight them. So this article is from Better Up, and this was back in August of 2022. So they're making reference to the pandemic. But as we know, this stress didn't just start during the pandemic for a lot of people, right? It may have worsened stress, but stress is a normal part of most people's lives, of all of our lives, right? If we're human, we all tend to go through periods of stress. So let's talk about it and what we can do to lessen the effects of the stress, right? So let's talk about what is stress. Let's start here. The extent to which stress impacts our lives is hard to fathom. This is more true than ever in the face of the COVID-19 crisis. In fact, 78% of American adults say the coronavirus pandemic is a significant source of stress in their lives. Although levels of stress have increased globally in the past few years, the conversation around stress is growing. And with this growing conversation comes more insight into the causes of stress and how we experience stress differently. You may think of stress as simply a feeling of being overwhelmed, but there are different types of stress, each with its own physical and mental consequences. Effective stress management begins with recognizing the specific types of stress affecting you. Let's explore the different types of stress, their causes, and what you can do to fight them. So what is stress? Stress is our psychological and physiological reaction to an event or condition that is considered a threat or challenge. Stress affects numerous systems within us, including our metabolism, memory, and immune system. Have you ever gone to take an important test and forgotten the answer to a question you know you prepared for? Or maybe you had an intense project at work, only to come down with a cold as soon as it was finished. That's stress making its mark. That said, under normal circumstances, our mental, emotional, and physical state should return to normal once a stressful event has passed. This is where mental fitness comes into play, helping us maintain our wellness levels even when dealing with stress. While small amounts of positive stress can help us perform better, the key is that this stress is brief. Acute and prolonged stress may lead to long-term health problems and exacerbate existing conditions. The hormonal shifts behind stress. Whenever you experience something stressful, like when a car cuts you off on the highway, your hypothalamus, which is a tiny region at the base of your brain, kicks off your stress response. Your stress response is basically an advanced, complex alarm system that sends a series of signals to the adrenal glands. From there, your body will release various stress hormones to help prepare your body for a fight or flight response. According to the American Psychological Association, the APA, the primary stress hormone is cortisol, which increases glucose or sugars in the bloodstream to enhance the brain and muscle repair functions. This hormone also helps your body become more efficient by dampening non-essential functions like your reproductive and digestive systems. Adrenaline, one of the other main stress hormones, make it easier for your muscles to use the increased levels of glucose in your bloodstream provided by cortisol. Together, these two hormones are very helpful during stressful times. However, triggering the release of stress hormones too often can have negative effects on your well-being. Learning to manage all types of stress, whether it's emotional stress from a breakup or daily annoyances like traffic, is crucial to your well-being. So what causes stress? There are many different causes of stress, and each one can affect you differently. If you can find the root cause of your stress, it can help you manage and even resolve it. Here are some of the most common reasons we experience stress. Number one, financial obligations. Not being able to meet financial obligations is a big stressor for a lot of people. Some situations that might cause financial stress include the inability to pay your bills, long-term unemployment, increasing debt. Number two, death of a loved one. Most of us have experienced a devastating emotional impact of the passing of a loved one. For many of us, it's not only grief that we feel. As well as the stress from a major loss, some people experience a mix of other emotions like loneliness, disappointment, and even anger. Number three, job loss. The loss of a job is not just about the loss of income. Very often it causes our self-confidence to take a knock as well. In some cases, being stressed and unable to find work for a long period of time can lead to job search depression, feeling hopeless about your job prospects and career path can further exacerbate your stress levels. Number 4, traumatic events. Traumatic events like natural disasters and car accidents are often completely out of our control. These kinds of unpredictable and unforeseen events naturally create a lot of stress and even post-traumatic stress disorder or PTSD for those that experience them. Number 5, problems at work. In today's increasingly fast-paced world, many of us feel that we constantly have to do more at work to keep our jobs. This compounds with the increase in time pressure that most of us feel from today's near instantaneous communications. Workplace stress can be especially prevalent among working parents and women in male-dominated industries. Regardless of the reason, though, constant stressors at work can cause many employees to suffer from burnout. Number 6, emotional well-being struggles. All of us are subject to low moods and experience worry, but these emotional states can lead to chronic stress without the right emotional regulation skills. In turn, this can develop into anxiety and depression. Number 7, relationship issues. While all relationships create stress, many types of stressors are relatively mild and easily dealt with. It is the larger issues within relationships, such as divorce or an unhappy marriage, that produces a lot of stress for the people involved. So what are the three types of stress? There's acute stress, episodic acute stress, and chronic stress. There are many different kinds of stress. However, based on research studies about the types of stress in psychology, stress can be divided into 3 primary types. So number 1 is acute stress. Acute stress results from your body's reaction to a new or challenging situation. It's that feeling you get from an approaching deadline or when you narrowly avoid being hit by a car. We can even experience it as a result of something we enjoy, like an exhilarating ride on a roller coaster or an outstanding personal achievement. Acute stress is classified as short-term. Usually, emotions and the body return to their normal state relatively soon. Number 2, episodic acute stress. Episodic acute stress is when acute stresses happen on a frequent basis. This can be because of repeatedly tight work deadlines. It can also be because of the frequent high stress situations experienced by some professionals, such as healthcare workers. With this type of stress, we don't get time to return to a relaxed and calm state, and the effects of the high frequency acute stresses accumulate. It often leaves us feeling like we are moving from one crisis to another. And then number 3, chronic stress. Chronic stress is the result of stressors that continue for a long period of time. Examples include living in a high crime neighborhood or constantly fighting with your life partner. This type of stress feels never ending. We often have difficulty seeing any way to improve or change the situation that is the cause of our chronic stress. So here are some skills for managing stress. There's self-compassion, there's rest, there's focus, emotional regulation, so learning how to control and regulate your emotions, cognitive agility, and social connection. In cognitive agility, you'll want to think about positive ways to deal with the stress, so you're not constantly just thinking about the negative. Symptoms of stress. Stress can affect many aspects of your health and well-being, even though you might not realize it. Here are some signs and symptoms of each type of stress. So acute stress causes your pupils to dilate, pupil dilation. As part of the fight or flight reaction, our pupils dilate to allow more light to enter the eyes and enable us to see our surroundings more clearly. The heart rate increases. This is another part of the fight or flight reaction that can be disconcerting if it feels like heart palpitations. Perspiration. When we are stressed, our body temperatures rises, which causes us to sweat more. Fast and heavy breathing. This symptom is also part of the fight or flight reaction. This aims to introduce more oxygen into the body's system so it can more effectively react to stress. Anxiety. This is the feeling of worry and fear that results from exposure to a stressor. Emotional ups and downs. In other words, irritability and mood swings. Poor sleep. Our sleep is often disrupted by our anxiety and the cocktail of hormones produced by the fight or flight reaction. So here's the body's reaction to episodic acute stress. Muscle tension. This is meant to help our body guard against injury and pain. When exposed to episodic acute stressors, our muscles don't get the opportunity to relax. Feeling overwhelmed. This is the feeling of not being able to cope or able to visualize effective solutions to the cause of your stress. Uncontrolled anger and irritability. We find ourselves lashing out more often and with less provocation. We may also find ourselves reacting strongly to things that normally we would tolerate. Migraines. These are often the result of muscle tension. The frequency and severity of migraines are likely to increase under episodic acute stress. Hypertension. A majority of people will be unaware of having high blood pressure. The only reliable way to detect hypertension is to have your blood pressure measured by a healthcare professional. And also, purchasing a blood pressure apparatus, a blood pressure machine to keep at home if you are dealing with high blood pressure. Chronic stress. Weight gain. This is often the result of stress eating, but it can also result from long-term hormonal imbalances caused by chronic stress. Insomnia. Difficulty in falling and staying asleep, often resulting in not feeling rested from whatever sleep you did get. Panic attacks. Sudden onsets of feelings of fear and anxiety accompanied by the symptoms of acute stress. Chronic headaches. Frequently occurring tension headaches, generally defined as occurring more than 15 days in a month. Emotional fatigue. This manifests as feeling tired a majority of the time, irrespective of the types of rest you're getting or sleep. What are the consequences of stress? It should be noted that some stress, if effectively dealt with, is fine. It is unlikely to result in long-term negative effects on your health and well-being. But chronic stress can result in serious health problems such as anxiety disorders. And anxiety disorders can manifest as an inability to control our emotional responses to situations. These disorders often involve persistent fear and worry that hinder our ability to function in daily life. And we just went over anxiety in depth. The high stress state that accompanies panic disorders also has serious long-term consequences for physical health. Panic attacks, panic disorder, and PTSD are all types of anxiety disorders. Number 2, depression. Depression often presents as persistent feelings of helplessness and low self-worth. It saps us of our motivation, vitality, and creativity. Depression is often associated with losing interest or pleasure in previously enjoyed activities. Major depressive disorder, or MDD, also affects our thinking, feelings, and behaviors. It hinders our ability to function in daily life. Burnout. Burnout is the consequence of chronic stress that results in feelings of mental, emotional, and physical exhaustion. It is often accompanied by self-doubt and a feeling of detachment from the world with an increasingly negative outlook. Digestive problems. Stress can affect the speed with which food moves through our intestines. This can cause several digestive conditions such as irritable bowel syndrome, IBS, inflammatory bowel disease, IBD, ulcers. It has been shown that stress can weaken our intestinal barrier, thereby compromising our immune system. Heart disease. When chronic stress results in prolonged periods of heightened adrenaline and cortisol levels, there can be serious consequences for your heart. High blood pressure can result in the hardening of the arteries. This requires the heart to work harder while getting less blood and oxygen. Number 6, obesity and disorder eating. Some people binge or stress eat as a result of high stress levels rather than practice intuitive eating. When this happens over longer periods of time, it can result in obesity, related health conditions, and eating disorders. So in other words, just eat when you are hungry. Don't eat for comfort, for mental comfort, right? If you're hungry, eat. Other people experiencing chronic stress eat less, which can result in undernourishment. 7 ways to fight stress. Let's look at different types of stress management activities you can do. So make stress work for you. Number 1, exercise. Engaging in regular physical exercise is an excellent way to help manage your stress. Ideally, you should aim for at least 30 minutes of exercise 5 times a week. Whether that's taking a walk in nature or doing a virtual workout, getting your body moving has many benefits for the mind, body, and soul. Many of us do not engage in yoga activities, but there are other forms of exercises that we can do. Utilize mindfulness. Mindfulness and meditation are relaxation techniques that can be practiced anywhere. Focus deep breathing, promote self-awareness, and can reduce the effects of stress and worry. For many of us, prayer and we know meditating on the word of the Most High God is definitely a stress reliever. Definitely a stress reliever, meditating on the word of the Most High God. Try therapy and coaching. Professional therapy and coaching can help us develop stress management techniques. Seeking professional help also helps us uncover the underlying causes of our chronic stress. Time management. Effective time management is about finding the right work-life balance. Good time management provides us with time to do positive, nurturing things for ourselves. It can also help you track when stress arises. Is it when you're rushing to an appointment? Seeing these types of triggers will help motivate you to make positive changes that reduce stress. Number 5, spend time in nature. Spending time in nature can be very therapeutic. In addition to fresh air and sunlight, this self-care practice provides an excellent space for us to slow down. Eat healthily. Maintaining a nutritious diet ensures that we are getting the right nutrients and enough water to promote our physical and mental health. A healthy diet can improve and help stabilize our moods. Spend time with friends and family. By maintaining our connections with close friends and family, we develop a social support network. Spending time with these people is a great method of stress relief, whether it's asking for advice or simply taking a moment to laugh together. That's really important. Really, really important. Spending time with family and friends. And laughing. Oh my goodness. Laughter is the best medicine. It really is. It releases the good hormones to combat all of the cortisol that's being released by the stressor. So just try laughing, even if it's laughing at yourself. Watch a comedy or something. Laughter is the best medicine, right? Well, one of the best medicines. Know which types of stress requires professional help. Stress is a recurring condition within our lives, but it doesn't need to become a long-term problem. Don't be too hard on yourself. By developing good habits and stress management techniques, we can reduce the chances of suffering from the long-term health impacts of stress. If you feel that you can't manage your stress or stress-related symptoms, it's important to obtain professional help. All right, so that is stress. And I did mention last week that on week 5, which is the Sunday, December 31st, the last day of December, I will be introducing a friend and ex-coworker of mine who is a therapist, and she will be coming in to talk to us from the therapy standpoint. So I'm really looking forward to that. So put that on your calendar, December 31st, that we will have a therapist come in and talk to us about probably talk therapy, CBT, and therapies for trauma. So I'm looking forward to that. I am putting this link in the comment box as usual. Zoe says, that is such an easy way to get stressed. What way is that, Zoe? What's the easy way to get stressed? What is the easy way to get stressed? All right, so we have talked about anxiety and stress. Now let us talk about natural remedies and treatments for depression, anxiety, and stress. This is really important, right? We've heard about other ways to deal with depression, anxiety, and stress, medications, therapy. Let's talk about some other ways that we can treat depression, anxiety, and stress. So I recommend, in addition to having your healthcare practitioner, that you also consult with a naturopathic doctor. if you're dealing with anxiety and stress or depression. It's also good to incorporate someone that's a naturopath to talk about and find natural ways. I'm not a naturopath, right? So there are so many different herbs out there to treat these conditions, and it would be beneficial to incorporate a naturopathic doctor into your treatment plan as well. So, as mentioned before, it is also very important if you or anyone that you know are having any thoughts of harming yourself, any thoughts of suicide, that is an emergency, right? Please call 911 and get emergent help. So I wanted to put that out there. So let us talk about some natural ways, some natural remedies. You know, I touched earlier on prayer. So let me just put this out there, right? The number one treatment for any ailment, for any condition, should be prayer. That should be number one on our list, right? Going to the Most High God and talking to him. And I mean, he created us, right? So if he created us, he knows how to heal us. He knows how to treat us. He knows everything that we're going through. So my recommendation is number one should always be prayer. That should be your first step. All right? Doesn't get more natural than that. So let's talk about natural ways to treat depression. Let's see. Natural ways. Ten natural ways to treat depression. Let's talk about that. Natural remedies for depression. So this is verywellhealth.com. Natural alternatives. It says here 10 natural remedies for depression, natural alternatives to antidepressants. And like I said, I'm not a naturopathic doctor, provider. So if you're interested in starting any of these, well, let's go over this. Let's go over this. Let's see if it has, I don't know if it has dosages in here. It says here, in any given year, an estimated 21 million adults in the United States will have at least one major depressive episode. We've gone into the statistics, so let's not go too deep into that again. Let's talk about the herbs. Let's start off with St. John's wort. The herb St. John's wort has been used in folk medicine for treating depression, worry, nervousness, and poor sleep. It says here, numerous clinical trials suggest that St. John's wort may be effective for treating mild to moderate depression. However, it may not be effective for more severe depression. It may take 3 to 6 weeks of taking St. John's wort to notice the full effect. Side effects may include dizziness, dry mouth, indigestion, and fatigue. St. John's wort increases photosensitivity, which is sensitivity to the light. So caution should be taken to protect skin and eyes from sunlight. St. John's wort can interfere with the effectiveness of prescription and over-the-counter drugs, such as drugs to treat HIV infections and AIDS, drugs to prevent organ rejection for transplant patient, and oral contraceptives. It can also cause potentially dangerous interactions with certain antidepressants and other drugs that increase serotonin. St. John's wort is not recommended for pregnant or nursing women. children or people with bipolar disorder, liver disease, or kidney disease. So my suggestion would be, once again, to talk to a naturopathic doctor if you're considering starting something like St. John's wort. Omega-3 fatty acids. Many of us take omega-3s. Omega-3 fatty acids are a type of fat needed for normal brain function. Our bodies cannot make omega-3 fatty acids, so they must be obtained through diet. Studies have linked depression with low dietary intake of omega-3 fatty acids and have also found that countries with higher fish consumption, such as Japan, have lower rate of depression. So let's see here. Cold water fish such as salmon, sardines, and anchovies are the richest food source for omega-3 fatty acids. Fish oil and cod liver oil are also available. Although fish may contain pollutants such as PCBs, many companies filter the oil so that these chemicals are removed. Fish oil capsules may increase bleeding risk, particularly if combined with blood thinners such as warfarin and aspirin. Side effects may also include indigestion and other gastrointestinal issues. SAMe. It's a compound found naturally in the human body that may increase levels of neurotransmitters, serotonin, and dopamine. Several studies have found SAMe to be more effective than placebo for the treatment of depression, but more research is needed. In North America, SAMe is available in supplement form in health food stores, drugstores, and online. Proponents typically recommend the enteric-coated form for maximum absorption. Then there's folic acid. It's a B vitamin found in green leafy vegetables, fruits, beans, fortified grains. It's possible to become deficient in the vitamin due to a deficiency in the diet or as a side effect of certain medicine, such as anti-seizure medications or antacids. Preliminary research suggests that a low folate level may make antidepressants less effective for some people. Taking folic acid in supplement form may improve the effectiveness of antidepressants for some individuals. 5-HTP is produced naturally in the body and is used in the formation of the neurotransmitter serotonin. Although taking 5-HTP in supplement form may theoretically boost the body's serotonin levels, many experts report that there is not enough evidence to determine the safety and efficacy of 5-HTP. It should not be combined with certain antidepressants. Saffron. Recent studies have shown saffron may improve symptoms of depression. However, there are concerns about toxicity at high doses, and pregnant women should avoid taking saffron. At lower doses, side effects may include drowsiness, stomach upset, nausea or vomiting, and possible allergic reaction. DHEA also is a hormone made by the body. Low levels of DHEA in the body have been linked to depression. Some studies have shown improvements in depression symptoms when taking DHEA as a supplement. DHEA has been used safely for up to 2 years, usually in doses of 50 milligrams daily. Side effects may include acne and upset stomach. Nutritional and dietary supplements are not monitored by the FDA in the same way that medications are. It is important to do some research before starting any dietary supplement, and be sure you're buying supplements from a reputable company. So then there's also eating healthy. Nutrition can play a key role in treating and managing depression. A 2017 review of 21 studies suggests that a healthy eating pattern may decrease the risk of depression. A healthy eating pattern includes high intakes of fruits, vegetables, whole grain, fish, olive oil, low-fat dairy, and antioxidants. Other recommendations include paying attention to the following. Sweets. Sweets temporarily make you feel good as blood sugars rises, but may worsen your mood later when the blood glucose level plummets. Alcohol. Even though alcohol can temporarily relax some people, the effects are short-lived. Avoid alcohol as it can potentially worsen mood swings, anxiety, depression, and insomnia. Vitamin B6. Vitamin B6 is needed to produce the neurotransmitters serotonin and dopamine. Although deficiency of vitamin B6 is rare, people taking oral contraceptives or drugs for tuberculosis may be at higher risk for a deficiency. Magnesium. Most people do not get enough magnesium in their diets. Good sources of magnesium include legumes, nuts, whole grains, and green vegetables. Like vitamin B6, magnesium is needed for serotonin production. And we talked about exercise, going to the gym, signing up for dance classes, playing tennis, gardening, swimming, hiking, kickboxing, tai chi, brisk walking outside for at least 30 minutes 5 times a week. Trying light therapy, getting enough sunlight may be effective in helping reduce the seasonal mood change that occur in darker winter months. So exposure to light in the morning, example, by taking a walk outside, may help the body's sleep-wake cycle function properly. The production of serotonin, a brain chemical that is key in influencing mood, is turned on in the morning upon exposure to light. During the winter, when there is less sunlight, serotonin levels can drop, sometimes leading to fatigue or symptoms of seasonal affective disorder. We talked about that last week. Another option is bright light therapy. There are different types available, from light boxes to visors that are typically used for about 30 minutes a day. Although they are rather expensive, ranging from $150 to $500, the cost may be covered by insurance. So that's good to know. So when should you see a healthcare provider? If you're experiencing any of the following depression symptoms, ongoing sad, anxious, or empty mood, feelings of hopelessness or pessimism, feelings of irritability, frustration, or restlessness, feelings of guilt, worthlessness, or helplessness, loss of interest or pleasure in hobbies or activities, decreased energy, fatigue or being slowed down, difficulty concentrating, remembering or making decisions, difficulty sleeping, early morning awakening or oversleeping, changes in appetite or unexplained weight changes, aches or pains, headaches, cramps, or digestive problems without a clear physical cause that do not improve with treatment. So these are some of the natural remedies for depression. Let us, once again, more info in the inbox if you're interested in any of this. And who would have thought that there are plants? Let's talk about some plants. Some plants that can be used in your home. Excuse me. Excuse me. Let's talk about 8 beautiful plants. Excuse me, give me a second. This lavender lemonade, oh my goodness. It is yummy. 8 beautiful plants that reduces stress. Let's talk about plants. I've been growing a lot of plants here at home. I think I have about 16 plants now. And I am really loving the way my place looks with all of these plants, the feel, and it's amazing. It really does seem to reduce stress. I didn't know that until recently, that just having plants in the home or can help to reduce stress. So let's talk about the 8 beautiful plants that reduces stress. Let's talk about that. You may want to get some of these plants, even if it's just a couple of plants in the home. Here are some plants. It says here, and this is mindfulcaptain.com. Plants are vital for the environment, but did you know our souls and mind need them just as much as our lungs? Yes, you read that right. Indoor plants offer several advantages beyond their environmental benefits. They remove contaminants and increase humidity, which may benefit dry, artificially treated heated areas. They also relieve stress, boost productivity, and beautify a room. Several studies have indicated that indoor plants help alleviate thick building syndrome, a disease characterized by headaches, respiratory issues, and eye, nose, and throat discomfort produced by inadequately ventilated buildings. Plants may lower stress and boost mental and physical health. According to research, plants reduce cortisol, blood pressure, and heart rate. Another research indicates that plants promote mood, lucidity, and relaxation. Caring for plants may also increase self-esteem and well-being. These perks are especially important for seniors with plenty of free time on their hands. Not only does plant caring to keep you busy, but this simple habit also brings you closer to your roots, nature. Before we find out which plants can alleviate stress in the elderly, though, I want to explain why I think every retiree should own plants, whether you live in an apartment or a home with a big garden. You can take on this hobby immediately. So yeah, since I retired, I have time to take care of plants and to really, because before I never thought that I had a green thumb. I never thought that I had a green thumb, but now I'm realizing, oh my gosh, I do have a green thumb. My plants are growing beautifully. So here are 8 beautiful plants that reduce your stress levels. This talks about why should seniors start caring for plants. Seniors, you know what? I'm going to save that for when we're going to have a show on mental health for the elderly. And so we want to talk about this specifically at that time. Let's just jump into right now about the plants. Which plants? And look, lo and behold, lavender happens to be the first one on the list. Lavender calms and relaxes. This aromatic shrub has nerve calming essential oils. Lavender reduces stress and anxiety in healthy and chronically ill people. The International Journal of Nursing Practice reported that breathing lavender essential oil substantially decrease stress and enhance sleep quality in female college students. In another journal, the Alternative and Complementary Medicine Research, lavender oil massage lowered anxiety in heart surgery patients. And we talked about that earlier. So having a lavender plant, imagine having that aroma in the home all day and all night. So lavender is number one on the list for reducing stress. Let's see, number two. What's the next? Oh boy, we have purses. Aloe vera. I also have an aloe vera plant. So it says here, aloe vera, succulent aloe vera has been used for ages to cure stress and anxiety. Its leaf gel has relaxing qualities. The Journal of Agricultural and Food Chemistry discovered that aloe vera extract reduces anxiety and depression in rats. Meanwhile, another piece of research from the International Journal of Neuroscience found that breathing aloe vera scent reduces stress and improves mood. A home aloe vera plant may naturally relax and alleviate tension. Jasmine. As a fragrant blooming plant, jasmine calms both the mind and body. Inhaling jasmine's pleasant perfume helps to alleviate tension and induce relaxation. And it's all backed by science. For example, a Journal of Health Research study found that jasmine essential oils can reduce blood pressure and decrease heart rate. All you have to do is inhale the essential oil occasionally. However, check this practice with your doctor if you are taking any medicines for safety measure. So jasmine is another wonderful plant to reduce stress. Daisies. Daisies are gorgeous flowers, but did you know they may alleviate stress levels too? So it goes into the studies. It says here that a study from the Journal of Psychological Anthropology revealed that seeing fresh flowers reduces tension and produces relaxation. In fact, seeing fresh flowers lowers cortisol levels, a stress hormone that spikes whenever we're anxious. Daisies have a soothing aroma and are beautiful, and they may even reduce stress levels at the office. So get some daisies. Put some daisies on your desk at work. English ivy. English ivy is a popular houseplant that reduces stress. This plant purifies the air by removing airborne contaminants, which alleviates stress. Surprisingly, NASA determined that English ivy is one of the best indoor plants for eliminating VOCs. Unfortunately, furniture, cleaners, and paint contain these chemicals. VOCs cause headaches, dizziness, and nausea, which increases stress. What's another beautiful plant? The snake plant. Stress-reducing sansevieria or snake plant is a popular indoor plant. And this is what it looks like. This facility removes formaldehyde, benzene, and trichloroethylene from the air, reducing tension and promoting relaxation. NASA discovered that the snake plant improved air quality by eliminating pollutants. For individuals trying to decrease stress in their homes or businesses, the snake plant is simple to care for and can be cultivated in a number of interior conditions. Snake plants may enhance air quality and soothe your bedroom or workplace. Lilies. Another popular indoor plant is the peace lily, reduces stress. While air contaminants cause tension and anxiety, this may enhance air quality and decrease stress. Peace flowers soothe people and cleanse the air. Studies published in the Journal of Psychological Anthropology revealed that staring at a peaceful flower for 3 minutes reduces stress. Wow, wow, wow. Let's see what other plants. The bamboo. Traditional medicine has utilized bamboo for millennia to relieve stress and anxiety. And this is what it looks like right here. The bamboo. I guess that's going to be my next plant. This plant absorbs carbon dioxide and releases oxygen, improving air quality and reducing stress. Bamboo purifies the air and calms people, according to the University of Melbourne. Even looking at natural photographs, especially bamboo, reduces stress level. Imagine what having one in your home can do. So your takeaway. In conclusion, indoor plants may help you relax and decrease stress. Snake plants, peace lilies, and bamboo may help quiet your home or workplace. For example, it says here, my 80-year-old grandma just established a backyard garden. She meditates by tending to her plants, which helps her relax and keep her mind busy. Indoor plants have advantages beyond aesthetics. They filter air, eliminate pollutants, and relax. Overall, in today's fast-paced environment, we must prioritize mental health and self-care. Remember, getting close to nature can always help us gain balance. Consider investing in one or more of the gorgeous plants that we've highlighted to create a tranquil retreat in your home or add some greenery to your workspace. I think that's a great idea. I'm telling you, I guess I have an addiction right now to plants. I'm constantly trying to, every time I go out, I'm looking at plants and buying a plant. So my next plant is going to be that bamboo, I think. I think that's going to be my next plant. So what do you all think? What do you all think about those plants? Does anyone have any of those plants in their home? What do you think about the plants? Talk to me. Give me some feedback. Give me some feedback. And I think last week we did talk about some teas that can also be used to reduce anxiety. We did go over those teas, I do believe. We talked about the chamomile and lavender. Yes, we did go over the best teas for if you're dealing with stress, depression, and anxiety. So here are some of the takeaways we talked about in the last couple of weeks, last week and this week. We talked about depression. We talked about major depressive disorder, seasonal affective disorder. We talked about the importance of getting an accurate diagnosis and treatment. And one thing that we also did mention is if you have been diagnosed with bipolar disorder, that you want to stay away from antidepressants, you would need to be placed on a mood stabilizer rather than an antidepressant. If you have been diagnosed with any of these conditions and you're seeing a doctor right now, please do not stop taking medications without being properly weaned off, tapered off the medications. These are important takeaways, okay? If you are prescribed any medications and you're having any side effects, please discuss this with your healthcare provider. Talk to your doctor. about the side effects. And if you have been prescribed medications and have not been told what the potential side effects are, then I suggest that you schedule an appointment with your doctor, talk to them about potential side effects of these medications, and actually get a printout. Don't just talk about it, get a printout. If you are taking any medications, you should always be well informed of what the benefits and the risk are of taking any medication. Also, if you are experiencing any thoughts of harming yourself or suicide, once again, we talked about that. That's an emergency. You need to call 911. So these are just some of the takeaways of the last couple of weeks. And I think that we have come to the end of this week's show. Another broadcast. December is, our theme for December is mental health. So next week, we will be on another mental health topic. Next week, we really want to talk about keeping also the theme of last month where we talked about journaling. I don't know how many of you are still journaling. I hope that we all are still continuing to journal. So next week, we want to talk about maintaining a mental health journal. Even if you're not dealing with any diagnoses of depression, anxiety, or so on, it's good to just keep track of your emotions and what seems to work for you, what may be triggers that make you angry, and so on and so forth, that you can keep track of in your journal, and write down ideas, write down things that help you to relieve stress. So next week, we'll talk about maintaining a mental health journal, and we will also discuss mental health in the elderly. So those are the two topics for next week. Mental health in the elderly, for those of us that, or those of you that may have elderly parents, this is something good to know, especially if they're dealing with any illnesses, any sickness. Depression tends to creep in, and usually with elderly, a lot of times it manifests differently. So we'll want to talk about that next week. Mental health in the elderly and maintaining a mental health journal. So sisters, I hope that you enjoyed this tea party. Once again, I apologize once again for the problems that we had earlier, the technical difficulties. Sometimes, these things just happen and we have no control over it. Like I said, I had 2 computers that just went on the blink today. I don't understand what happened there. But nevertheless, we were able to work through it. And once again, I thank you for your patience during that fiasco. So if you like what you heard and you think Tea Time with Shebrew Royalty is, or maybe your cup of tea, like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Invite every woman that you know to join the party. They may also acquire taste for what Tea Time has to offer. So invite some friends. Tea Time with Shebrew Royalty is open to women that want to be better and do better, physically, emotionally, spiritually. We are to let our light shine so that others can be led to the source of the light, right? Let us not hide our light under a bushel. We are to let it shine brightly so that we can lead them to that source, whom we know is the Most High God. So Shebrew Royalties, this is where the party ends today. But be sure to tune in next week for our weekly tea party. Same time, tea time, same channel. Let's see. Sister Olivia says, Karen, thank you for your amazing efforts you put into giving us this information. We truly love and appreciate you. Have a blessed night and week, sis. The water, sis, the water. That means so much to me. I love you too, and I appreciate you all for being patient with me and being supportive. I truly appreciate you all. And yeah. Sister Madakwa, Ayandabar. You have a wonderful and blessed week also. Have a wonderful and blessed week. I love you. I love you all so much and always appreciate you taking time out of your very, very busy schedule to have tea with me. Tonight, it was lavender lemonade, which I'm telling you is so delicious. You should make it. Make some lavender tea. You can turn it into lemonade by adding some lemons, and oh my gosh, it's delicious, right? So thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to once again have tea and lemonade with me. Know that I am praying for you. I'm praying for us. So until the Most High brings us back together again, be blessed. Be blessed. I'm your hostess, Kwala Yakaka, a voice of reasoning and justice. I love you all. Have a blessed night and a blessed week. Sister Zion says, amazing show, so informative and necessary for us, Shebrews. Khan says, Tawada, and Ayandabar. Have a blessed week. And the Most High willing, I'll see you all next week. Shalawam. Peace be unto you.